Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, Homestead in the Desert. Here on November 3rd, 2020. In the United States, it's Election Day. Yeah, it's been going on all day, and I did my part already, so just waiting to see what the outcome is going to be. But we might not even find that out tonight, unless the race isn't even close, and then, of course, it'll be determined tonight. But so far, it looks like it's close. Anyway, this is not a political channel, so I'm not going to go any further into the politics of it. I'm just going to say, I hope you all got out there and did your civil duty. All right. Well, not you people in other countries. I mean, just like you can't be in my seed giveaway, you can't vote in this country. I hope you can't. There's been some controversy over whether other countries have been affecting the outcome of these things, but who knows? All right. So, what's going on? Well, right now I'm heading down to the greenhouse. It's a beautiful day. It was in the upper 80s today. Again, nice and calm. Slight breeze, not enough to move the PMA, but the flag is just barely flickering, and I need to change it because the winds the other day tattered the ends of that flag. So I've got backups. I usually buy them by the tens or so, and that way I can have backups for it, because out here, if you're going to fly a flag, trust me, it's going to get torn. And just because you know the winds are coming and you take it down doesn't usually help, because you put it back up when the winds stop, and then the winds decide, well, I haven't torn that flag yet, so they come back and tear it. So, yeah, that's all that's going to deal with on that stuff. So anyway, yeah, I was out here. They noticed that the tomatoes are perking up a little bit. They're lifting a little bit. So they're liking it in here. Right now, it's 90 degrees inside of this greenhouse, so I'm going to close it up and keep it there. Loads of seeds. Those are all flowers there. These are all vegetables and herbs. Then I got some more herbs over there on that shelf. And I got to get in here and do some more sorting and get those things sorted out. I've got inside the refrigerator, I've got, remember that refrigerator is the one that blew up, so it doesn't work. I'm just using it as dry storage, and that helps protect the seeds from heat and cold. So I'm going to be putting some little separators in there, because I started laying them in on the shelves, and heck, it looked just like the box. You can't tell what's in there. So I want to put separators in there and alphabetize them so that I can find my stuff. I've even got stuff sitting over here on the shelves. Look at this winter squash and summer squash. I got the yellow hybrid, and I've got the zucchini here, dark green zucchinis. Up here, I got watermelons and cantaloupes and pumpkins. And man, seeds everywhere. Oh yeah, bell peppers down there. So like I said, I got to get this stuff all put together and get it going. Tomatoes are looking really healthy in the garden. They're happy as can be, and that makes me happy. All right, let me get this thing closed up here. All right, so now the heat will stay in there for the night. So, what had I done today? Well, I got a little energetic today, and I've been working in the shop all day. And besides feeding the chickens and feeding Tomcat and collecting my eggs, and like I said, another beautiful day. Everything's going fine. And I watered the mulberry trees. 3 of the 5 look like they've made it, so that's not a bad average, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, hopefully in a few years there'll be some nice shade under those, and we'll see how good they do. So anyway, like I was saying, I was working in the shop, and we're not going to go up there right now. We're going to go in and I'm going to show you what I did in the shop. So Yeah, I got myself a New York steak sitting out here just thawing a little bit before it goes on the barbecue. That's tonight's dinner. New York steak, corn on the cob, and French fried potatoes. Yeah, that sounds like a real good deal for tonight. So what did I do today? Well, today I set that last new cabinet into place, and I made a temporary top for it, because all of that lumber that I picked up the other day with the hardwood, I started measuring it out and cutting it up, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be about 8 pieces short, and I won't be able to do a butcher block all the way across. So what I did was I made a countertop with a backsplash on it to go on there, and that's all set into place. And then I sealed it already with Varathane and cleaned this area off. And I like this thing. The only thing is, remember, this is where I had originally had my refrigerator, the smaller refrigerator, the one I just showed you out in the greenhouse. So down below there in the back is the ice maker water and the excuse me, and the electrical, the outlet for plugging the refrigerator in. So what I did was, inside the cabinet, is I cut the cabinet out so I have access to that stuff. But it's not for anything more than to be able to plug something in. Well, because I'm not going to be using that ice maker unit, this refrigerator doesn't have an ice maker. My ice maker is over there on the shelf. So I call that the cha-chunker, because every time it makes ice, it goes cha-chunk. So anyway, that's over there. But what I'm thinking of doing is, I'm going to take my mixer over there, my KitchenAid, and I'm going to bring that over into this corner, because I won't be using that corner very often, and I could use that counter space over there, and that's too far away from where I do my cooking. So I got to walk back and forth across the kitchen when I'm using that. So I'll bring that over to here, and to plug it in, what I'm going to do is get one of those little plastic units that you drill a hole. It's usually like 1.25 inch hole, and you set that down in there, and then you can put your plugs through for a computer desk or something like that. So I'll do that. I'll put that through, and I'll be able to plug it inside of the cabinet down below, and that'll keep the cord kind of nice and neat and out of the way, and there won't be any cross wires going across the wall here. So I'll have that stuck in the corner here, and I'll be able to use that, because I'm going to be making some of my Lebanese meat pies pretty soon and sharing them with my neighbors. And the reason I haven't done those yet is because this oven has to run at really super high temperatures. I put it at 550 degrees, and this thing runs constantly for about 3 hours to 5 hours, depending on how many I make. And it gets too hot in the cabin when I do that. So I always wait until it cools down, when the temperatures cool down. And it's still a little hot right now, but they'll be cooling down soon. And when they do, I'll be making those. So I use this this mixer to first mix the dough, and then I have an attachment that goes on there, is a pasta attachment for rolling out the dough into either strands for spaghetti or something like that, but that's different dough. For this, I use just these flat round discs that I have to make. So I cut the roll of dough into a cylinder, and I cut that into pieces, and then I drop it through the rollers and just flatten it out into the round discs that I need to stuff with the meat. And then they go on to into the oven, and the oven, I have the bottom rack is actually a fire brick rack, and that's where they sit, is on the fire brick itself. And it only takes about 6 minutes of cooking inside of there, and they're ready to come out. And then you got to let them set a while, because they're really hot on the inside. So what I did was, on this was, I made that space in between here, and I put a bottom shelf in there, and now I can store my pizza peel and my large grilling plates and large cookie sheets and that stuff right in between there, and that works out great. So I like it. And then I, of course, moved specialty items into that drawer that I don't use very often. And that cleared this drawer up a little bit so that the stuff that I do use is easier to find. You don't have to start tossing stuff around in the drawer looking for it. Cool, huh? Well, that's all I have. Don't forget to register for the free seed giveaway. All you have to do is go down below into the comment section and type the words "I'm in," comma, and the state that you live in. And that is how you enter. But you also have to be a subscriber. So don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, go down there and click subscribe now so that you can enter into this giveaway. Because the cutoff on this is going to be Saturday, and people have already been registering for this. So on Saturday, it'll be the cutoff, and on Sunday, I'll do the drawing in the afternoon. And then somebody has, whoever the winner is, will have, I'll be posting an email address for you to send your physical address to, your mailing address, on Sunday after the drawing, and you'll have 3 days or 72 hours from that point to get that email to me so that I can get this thing in the mail and sent out to you. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is G Bear signing off.